if there's nothing else to do, then we'll just make stuff up. So, Evan in Santa Rosa, thanks for waiting.
September 27th. But
Hello.
Go ahead and jump right on in with callers and start the discussion. And you know what?
Hello.
Nothing else to do. What's this stuff?
Evan.
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah. So you're going to want to turn down the stream and pay attention to the phone because it's on delay. So.
Okay, it's off.
Cool. Thanks. What do you got for us?
Oh, am I on?
Yes, you're live.
All right. I'm calling from Santa Rosa, California, Sonoma County. My name is Evan. It's the first time I've been on without it being after hours. Or after the hour. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
I'm calling because there's something that really frustrates me, and I don't know if anyone else has addressed it the same way I have. You know how when a group of people or two people are debating whether or not something or someone exists?
Yes.
You know, with some of the things, like if you're debating whether or not space aliens exist, they could be millions of light years away. If you're debating whether or not some creature exists, like the Loch Ness Monster, you know, or Bigfoot, they could be hiding out and not want to be found. But debating whether or not God himself exists, if he exists, then he would be fully aware that you're debating whether or not he exists. He would know every single thing that everyone's saying. And so to me, it's an entirely different argument than the other kinds of debating whether or not something exists arguments. And it frustrates me that people don't seem to realize that. And I was wondering if you had an opinion on that.
Well, I do. The difference between God and the Loch Ness Monster and all of these others is that they don't demand your faith that you believe in them. In my opinion, religion is literally make-believe. It is the power of pretend. It is however you can to confirm your bias, to convince yourself that what you want to believe is what is really true. And that you will come up with, and I know that we disagree on this key point, but I think that believers, many of them, will do whatever they can to preserve their belief. I've had many people tell me that they believe what they do because they need to believe. That they're afraid not to believe, or that very often they've said, these may be what the facts are, but I prefer to believe this. So they don't care what the reality is. And they won't put themselves in a position where that reality could be challenged and possibly seriously questioned.
Yeah, and on your point, you know, while I won't, and this is a subtle thing about phrasing, it's not so much that the debate, the arguments, the evidence, and things like that are necessarily different. But it is important to note that for most people's definition of God, that most people are debating, you're right. If that being exists, then I would argue that he should probably understand that we're sitting there having a debate, and why doesn't he just show up and settle it?
Are you guys still there?
Yes.
Another thing, I've seen almost all of your debates, Matt, and most of yours too. I watch them on YouTube, and my blood pressure is still up from watching you debate Cy Young, Kate. Just watching the debate made my blood pressure go up, and I'm genuinely curious how you people that are anti-apologists, or what's the term, reverse apologists, I got the term mixed up, but you know, you debate religious people. How do you keep your sanity? Because I swear if I had been in the room with him, I might have just gone and beaten the tar out of him. I hate saying that, but I was getting so mad just watching the debate. My blood pressure went up so much. How do you guys maintain your sanity year after year? Does it cause your hair to go gray? Does it cause ulcers?
So, no, I'm not particularly gray. I don't have ulcers. One of the things is, first of all, I care. I care about the truth. I care about convincing people and helping to change their mind. The other thing is that I understand that by and large, the people I'm engaging with are sincere and sincerely confused, and they are victims of these thought processes as much as they are advocating for them. The other thing is that I realize that there are people watching, and, you know, if I were to jump across the table and do like a flying elbow off the top turnbuckle, I think that would look worse for us. And the other thing about this is it would probably be a good idea to sit down and figure out exactly what it is that's making you mad. What are you getting upset about? Because when I view that, I genuinely enjoyed most of it. And I trust that most people who watched it, you know, looking at that debate and other debates, are capable of seeing some of the problems. When somebody says, you know, it's not special pleading, it's different, that this is, you know, obvious without necessarily hammering it home, but even if I address it, I just have a little more confidence in people's ability to think. I'm not, I'm not saying that we're all good at it. We're all actually all terrible at it. I think we're just better than we often give people credit. There's nothing that there's nothing in the debate that Cy said that would have made me mad. Even when he called me a liar. He pretends like he knows what's in my head better than I do. These are things that people would often get mad about. He refuses to offer explanations for something and then tries to portray it as if, he's got the reasonable position. I understand the frustration. The thing Cy did that actually made me mad had nothing to do with the debate. It was when, from the debate podium, he basically called out and trash talked the organizer and then refused to take a picture with her afterwards. That shows the content of his character. That shows that he's, a despicable human being that I don't need to engage with. But when it comes to the actual arguments and discussion, I'm not there to try to convince him. I'm there to present the best case to everybody else. And I have much more confidence in everybody else than I do in Cy.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't really attack someone. I just a sort of figure of speech. I hope you didn't think I was violent or something.
Yeah, no, but it's still worthwhile. Sit down and think about it. What is it that's making you mad? Because that'll help you figure out how to do these things, and engage in these topics without letting frustration get to you. Because it's
not just about religion. Whenever I'm trying to talk sense into someone, something that makes sense to me, and they're just not having it, I get frustrated.
Yep.
Let me see if I can draw a correlation here. I was watching a video that wasn't necessarily about religion. It was about somebody talking about the energies coming from their chi, and I don't know.
Oh God, I hate that shit. Sorry for swearing.
I don't know what kind of homeopathy or whatever it was that they were trying to sell, but this woman that was on stage, she had a room full of people in an audience that she's trying to address, and she's talking about the energies, and she's always doing it with this big hippie smile, and she's all charged about it. And I was waiting for somebody in the audience to ask what was the range in joules of energy that they had received, because of course this woman doesn't know what a joule is. She doesn't know how you measure energy. She doesn't know what the energy is.
It's spiritual energy, not electricity.
We're talking, huh?
It's spiritual energy, not electricity.
But if it's not measurable, then you can't say that it takes more, let's say information in evolution, when they say that it takes more information to make a bird than it does a dinosaur. Well, ask the question again, how much more? Because if you can't put a metric on it, then you can't know if this amount is more than this amount. And so what bothers me is I expect people to consider that their reputations are on the line, that there should be some degree of accountability for accuracy. And when people simply assert as fact that which is not evidently true, that enrages me personally, because I can't understand why somebody would do that, and especially in situations where they are deceiving people who don't know any better. And I'm glad to say that there are other people in my family who react the same way.
But anyway, thanks for calling, Evan. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you too. You guys are awesome.
All right,
thank you, sir.
So much.
Bye-bye.